What's up, Questers? This is Cheese Quest here with a special quest for you today. We're going to Surdyk's cheese shop in Minneapolis. See you there. I'm so excited to go to this cheese shop. They have my favorite cheese there. Let's hope it's a good one. I'm also looking for raclette so that my family can do a raclette. I saw online that they were out, of course. Probably everyone's grabbing up all the raclette today, so I might have to stop by a different place to get raclette. So we'll see if they have any in stock. Wow, man, I made it. Here I am at Surdyk's. This place is happening. This parking lot is just full of cars. There's a line outside the door. I'm gonna have to wait a while to get in there. Let's see what they got inside. Go, we got it. We got the cheese. Hopefully it's good. I don't know. They did have raclette, which was awesome. So we're good to go. Ready for the raclette tomorrow, Christmas Eve. Hopefully it'll be good. Oh, that smells so good. Let's go ahead and put that in the cooler. What do we got? We got some Saint-Nétron. It's fairly young, as you can see. Still white. Usually this is kind of gray and fuzzy, but you know, the guy said, oh, it is what it is. So we'll see if that's any good. We got, this is my favorite cheese right here. It's called Brie Savarin. Now, I don't know, it looks a little brown on top. I don't think it's supposed to look like that, so I don't know. Not super good. We'll see how it tastes, but I mean, look at that, it's so creamy. Oh man. Here we go. This is the raclette. We got a big chunk of it. Hopefully that'll be enough. Yeah, that should be enough. So price-wise, I mean, their cheese, some of it I think was a little overpriced, but I'm not sure what this is. I think it's a Italian cheese, but it's got truffles in it, so yeah, look at this. It's $36 a pound. That's what you pay for truffles. One more. We got some Schnebelhorn. I was told it's gonna be a good melty cheese, so hopefully that'll work out. It's really hard to zip this up while I'm recording, but here we go. Okay, cheese cooler ready to go. Serve its purpose. Now I'm ready to drive back home. Windshield is nice and wet from the rain. I gotta make it home before it snows, because you know, blizzard's coming. You know, we gotta have a white Christmas, right? And the only way to do that is with a blizzard, right? That's how we do it in Minnesota. Gotta have a blizzard on Christmas Eve. Alright, now it's time to head home, and tomorrow we'll get to break into some cheese. Maybe I'll break into some of the cheese today. I think I'll save the cheese for tomorrow night. Got wine to go with it, so we're good to go. Oh, baguette. I need to stop by Whole Foods and get a baguette. I need to pick up some more cheese there, too. I'm at Whole Foods now. I just wanted to give some thoughts about Surdyk's. You know, the staff there was really nice and helpful. They had good knowledge about cheese. They were able to give good suggestions for the things that I asked them. So that's good. I'd say it's a little pricey. Some of the cheeses were a little overpriced. I wanted to get some camembert, but I decided not to, because I just thought it was too expensive. I might pick up some camembert here at Whole Foods, but their camembert's not that great, so we'll see. I've got plenty of other kinds of cheese to try out right now, so That would be a lot of cheese to eat at one time. Yeah, I guess I can't give my full review until after I actually try the cheese, and that's not gonna be for a couple days. So I guess I'll give more thoughts about it later. Yeah, so what they wanted 9 mil for a baguette, and that's just way too much. I'm pretty sure I can get one for half the price here at Whole Foods. Sorry, I'm not paying 9 mil for a baguette. That's just ridiculous. A baguette should be like 2 mil max, maybe 3 mil. So that's why we're here at Whole Foods, to get a baguette. Maybe see if they have some pate. Maybe pick up a few more cheeses. We'll see. So gotta be honest, Whole Foods is probably like my favorite store ever. It's so good. I'm getting some bean chips today. Oh yeah, so good. Of course, we're here about the cheese and not the bean chips, but you know, little side quest today. I'll talk more about the I'll talk more about the cheeses in a little bit here. It's hard to talk about cheese and shop at the same time, but we're making it work. Gonna go grab a baguette and we'll take a look at the cheese. Okay, this is about 5 mil. Still a little more than I'd like to pay. Alright, I didn't record a lot in there because it was so crazy in there. So many people. Everyone's trying to beat this winter storm. The baguette was only 5 mil compared to the 9 mil baguette at Surdyk's. And it's a decent baguette. I mean, it's not going to be amazing, but it'll get the job done. So I'll crack that open tomorrow at the raclette. Maybe I'll do a video about Whole Foods cheese later. Basically, Whole Foods is a great intermediate place to get cheese if you're kind of just testing the waters with more exotic flavors of cheese. But there's not going to be anything too funky there. So if you just kind of want to be a little adventurous but not too adventurous, Whole Foods is a decent place to get cheese. I didn't take a lot of video about Whole Foods because it was just so busy and I really just wanted to get a baguette. I did pick up one cheese from there, but nothing too special. So now time to head home, and that'll pretty much end my questing for the day. So let's talk about Surdyk's. Let's talk about the shop. So Surdyk's was pretty good. The cheese was good. The staff was friendly and nice and helpful. They answered my questions when I had them. They were able to offer me suggestions. They were knowledgeable about the cheese. So overall the shop was pretty good. Let's talk about the cheese. Saint Nectaire is a semi-soft French cheese. It is a washed rind cheese. It comes from a specific type of cow called Seiler cow. The name of the cheese comes from the farmhouse that makes it. You know, French people and their cheese, they're really particular about where it comes from and who makes it. This is very important in France. Saint Nectaire takes about 6 to 8 weeks to ripen. But the cut that I bought, I gotta say, was rather disappointing. The rind had a weird salty crunch to it that's not really normal in Saint Nectaire. And it was very young. I'm used to really funky, really aged Saint Nectaire that has gray on the outside and just a really deep color on the inside. So for me it was a little young. If you've got a lower cheese level, you might enjoy the cut that I got because it's not quite as strong. For me it just wasn't quite the flavor that I was looking for in a Saint Nectaire, the ones that I'm used to in France. Let's talk about the Schnebelhorn. It's a Swiss cheese. It's made from raw milk. It's aged for 8 to 9 months. It's a good melty cheese that you can use in a fondue, or we used it in the raclette that we made as well. It was pretty good. Honestly, probably one of the better cheeses that I bought from the store. It's not very strong, it's got like a salty, kind of nutty flavor to it, kind of similar to a Comté or perhaps a Gruyere. It was a pretty good cheese. Now I'm going to talk about the Brie Savarin that I got. This was the cheese that I was looking forward to the most at this shop, and it was also the one that disappointed me the most, unfortunately. Brie Savarin is a French cheese. It is a soft cheese. It's very creamy and buttery. It's a triple cream dessert cheese. It's named after the 19th century gastronome Jean Anthelme Brie Savarin. It was created by a cheesemaker named Henri Androuet in the 1930s. I love this cheese. It's so creamy and just delicious. It's a very young cheese. It ripens for about 4 to 5 weeks. It's got a very smooth texture, almost like whipped butter. The cut that I got, I was rather disappointed with. I think it was just a little too mature. It was kind of brown on the top. I think it had just been sitting there a little bit too long. So unfortunately, the flavor was a bit acrid or like bitter, sour for me to really enjoy it as much as I had wanted to. Now let's talk about the raclette. That's the whole reason I went to this store. It was a very good raclette. It had that traditional flavor that you'd expect from a raclette. It melted very nicely. It had a really nice flavor and texture, and my family really enjoyed it, which was surprising because they're always saying how they don't like French cheese, but they really liked the raclette. They liked melting it onto the potatoes. They really liked the raclette as a meal. They liked the cheese itself. Raclette is a cheese that's usually used in a traditional meal in France or Switzerland. It's a meal where you melt the cheese and you put it either in a sandwich or you pour it over some vegetables or potatoes. It's a meal that's typically eaten in the winter after a day of skiing or being out in the snow. The name of the cheese comes from the French word racler, which means to scrape, because you need to scrape it off of the paddle after you melt it. Raclette is aged anywhere from 6 months to 24 months. Of course, the longer you age a cheese, typically the better it's going to taste. Overall, I was happy with this cheese. It accomplished the purpose that I wanted it to. It was very affordable. If I had to buy raclette, I'd buy it again from Surdyk's. Now let's talk about the truffle cheese, the Moliterno al Tartufo. Sorry, I have a bad Italian accent. This cheese was really good. The pungency of the truffles was just amazing. It was ribbon in there. It was just a beautiful cheese. The taste of the truffles blended really well with the taste of the cheese and complemented it really well rather than being overwhelming. Overall, I was really happy with this cheese, and it was the best cheese that I got from Surdyk's that day. That about wraps it up for the cheese. My rating for Surdyk's is that it is a good place to get cheese. It's got a good variety if you're looking for some introductory cheeses. It's also got some higher tier cheeses for those mad XP gains. Surdyk is a novice level quest. There are no prerequisites for doing this quest. I recommend bringing at least 60 mil GP with you. It's gonna go pretty quick, especially if you're looking at some of the higher tier cheeses. Unfortunately, the cheese skill is one of the most expensive skills in the game. So yeah, that's it for Surdyk. I definitely recommend it. Certainly one of the best cheese shops in the Twin Cities. I visited a couple other cheese shops in the Twin Cities and they didn't even impress me enough for me to make a video about it. If you're ever in Minneapolis, Minnesota, check out Surdyk. You won't be disappointed.